Fans, the show dedicated to those who follow South Florida teams with a true passion. Here's your host, Stephen D.
What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? I am your host, Stephen D., and I am super excited to be here with you guys right now. We're going to have a good time. Welcome to the first ever debut show of For the Fans by Miami Sports Music. I'm in my home studio here in Baltimore, Maryland, and I have been a fan of the Miami Dolphins since I was old enough to walk. So look, I love all Miami teams, and now I get to do it right here on OnSide Radio. Before we get started tonight, what I want to do is I just want to give a couple of huge shout outs because I would not be doing this today without some certain people giving me this opportunity. First and foremost, the Honorable Solo D. The Honorable Solo D, the rapper that you guys know in South Florida, Mr. Turnover Chain himself, obviously made this company a little over 10 years ago, and it's grown in and cultivated into something major, and I am super excited to be on with you guys tonight for stuff like this. The other good thing that I'm really excited about, and I want to say a big thank you to, is Alex Dunno. Alex and I cultivated a relationship over the last couple of years through Miami Sports Music, through Solo. And, you know, I've used to be in the radio business behind the scenes a very, very long time ago. And I've always done a lot of stuff with Miami Sports Music. And now I have an opportunity to do it right here with you guys on OnSide Radio. And then last but not least, I want to say big thank you to Big O, because without Big O, I would not be in, this seat today having this opportunity. Big O and OnSide Radio is definitely one of the best opportunities that you can get in South Florida. They're doing it totally different than it's ever been done. And that's what I like to see, right? I want to see something different. I want to see something edgy. I want to see something that the fans want. And so for me, that's kind of what I wanted to do. And I wanted to make this happen. So again, I want to give a big shout out to Big O, Alex Dunno, and the Honorable Solo D, because it is just super, super exciting to be here with you guys today. So look, first thing I want to do is kind of talk about how this show is going to work and what you're going to see from the show, okay? So the first thing that you're going to see from the show is, obviously, it's called For the Fans, because I want to be able to talk to you, the fans. On a day in, day out basis, I'm going to try to bring somebody new in. I know a lot of Miami Dolphins fans, so we're going to start out with a lot of Miami Dolphin fans, but I eventually want to talk to Heat fans, Panther fans, Inter Miami CF fans, all Miami fans in general, Marlins, everybody. So I would love the opportunity to do that, and I want to be able to do it right here with you guys. So if you're interested in coming on board, reach out to the radio station. We would love to do that. I would love to get the chance to get to know you guys a little bit more, because that's what this show is all about. It's about the fans, right? All right. Now, as we get started here tonight, if you want to join our show, call in at 1-888-441-4623. We're going to go ahead and try to get you on. You got to remember, we're doing new technology here tonight. So if there's any hiccups, just bear with us. We're going to be right here, right along with you guys, trying to get you through the next hour, only on OnSide Radio. Also, if you guys want to text us on our hotline, 1-888-416-8123 is the text hotline. Go ahead and shoot that out. My producer, Tim, is going to tell me when somebody comes on and gives us a text, and, I want to be able to talk to them, right? And then last but not least, if you guys are watching right now, join us on YouTube, right? And if you want to come on YouTube and you want to be a guest on the show today, go ahead and go into StreamYard.com, and you see that / there, and I'll get you on, and you guys can ask me and our guest a question today, because my guest is going to be on with me for the whole show, and I'm going to get ready to introduce him here in a second. So I'm truly excited about that. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get the party started for the fans. All right. Now, my first guest, I thought about a lot of people who I could bring on as my first guest, and I had to scratch my head and I had to think, and the layup was too easy to try to get somebody like the Honorable Solo D, right? That was too easy, right? So I had to go with somebody who, in my opinion, has played a big factor in bringing fans together throughout the years. Him and another gentleman by the name of Mark Angelo, who I consider the FinLaw godfather. Those guys are definitely being able to do that. And so without further ado, I want to bring in my guest for today, Mr. Scott Howe from Atlanta Dolphin Fan Club. What's up, Scott?
Hello, everybody. How are you, Steven?
I'm doing good, man. How are you doing? I miss you, buddy.
Doing well. Been hibernating for a year.
We've all been hibernating for a year, man. It's been a little crazy, right?
A little bit crazy, but excited to get back into football, man.
So we're gonna get into all that tonight. We're gonna talk about Atlanta Dolphin Fan Club. We're gonna talk about Fan Club Weekend. We're gonna talk about you, on how you became a fan, and just some experiences you've had with other fans throughout the years. So throughout the show tonight, if you guys have a question, put it in the comments section of YouTube, and I'll definitely be able to take it over. Some guys like this guy, Mr. TPP from the CEO, Danny. Great dudes right there. What's up, Danny? Danny's in the stream watching tonight from TPP, the Positive Porpoise, who's also going to be on the show later on this week. So if you guys want to be like TPP, go ahead and get your comment in there, and we'll get you on. So, Scott, let's start from the beginning, man. How did you become a Miami Dolphins fan?
Living in South Florida. So I don't know if I want to tell everybody what year my first game was, because I'm older than most of you guys. But yeah, just living in South Florida. My dad was in the Navy. We got sent to Key West, Naval Air Station in Key West back in the day, and as an infant, and that's why I'm a Dolphins fan. We lived Key West, and then Fort Lauderdale, Homestead, Boca Raton. So my first football game ever was at Poinciana in Key West.
Wow.
And loved it. And then my first professional football game was obviously in the Orange Bowl, Miami Dolphins. 1975.
All right, so you saw the heyday. You saw right at the end of all the great players from the early 70s.
I was a kid. All I remember is being mystified. But I'm that old. All I remember is going to the stadium and just being mystified by just thousands and thousands of people, and was all a new experience. So it's been a long time since my first game.
It's only been a couple of years.
A couple of decades, So, but that's okay.
Let me ask. So, I mean, were any of them Dolphins fan? And like, how did you, like, I get coming into a stadium as a kid, especially something like the Orange Bowl, right? And then just being mystified with that place, because unfortunately I never had the opportunity to see a game at the Orange Bowl, but I've had plenty of stories of people that are like, it's a night and day difference from what the games are today compared to what they were at the Orange Bowl.
It just, I don't really have a lot of specific details from when I was that young. I just remember just being in awe of so many people in one place, and everybody cheering, and you don't even, when you're that little, you don't even know what they're cheering for. But when you're with someone and they're cheering, you're cheering.
We're cheering too.
It was just it's something. It's a spectacle like no other, because you don't get that many people at a baseball game or a basketball game. I mean, you do get thousands of people, but remember, in South Florida in those days, there was no Miami Heat, there was no Florida Panthers, there were no Miami Marlins. The only game in town were the Miami Dolphins. So that's the only sport I was ever exposed to, and just fell in love with it right from the beginning.
So you grew up as a Dolphins fan. You remember going to the Orange Bowl. Tell me about, like, when you really start falling in love with the team and like really started paying attention. What were those teams? Who were the players on those teams?
Oh, it's got to be all started with Marino. All the receivers, all that time. And then at that time, I'm in high school when he started in 1983, and I'm playing football myself. So that kind of playing football at the time, and having Dan Marino come on the scene and just blow the doors off the NFL, that's when it really, really started. And I was already in Atlanta, so I was already an outcast being a Miami Dolphins fan in Atlanta.
Especially for Falcons fans, right?
That's when it really started, yeah. So, I root for the Falcons. I've got nothing against the Falcons. They're not in our division. We don't play them. We beat them every time we play them anyway. So I got nothing against them. But it's just weird growing up somewhere not in your hometown.
Yeah,
And a lot of people out there, part of our group, know exactly.
I like that. Exactly. That's, it's funny. So I grew up in North Carolina. I'm a military brat myself. And so growing up in North Carolina, it's funny to this day. I mean, people that haven't known me since I was a kid, I'll go back there and they'll be like, "You're the Dolphins fan, aren't you?" So that's how I'm still remembered, even all these years later, living in a place where, the Dolphins weren't the main team. And it's definitely different because you have to really love a team when you're not living in that area.
Right. Well, when I was a teenager, I had different groups of friends of mine who just called me Miami. I was the only one. So you can't really call yourself Miami in the group that we have going on now because we're all Miami.
That's great.
Yeah, I was called Miami for a few years.
So you're a big Miami fan. You're getting that going. Is there any particular game? What's the very first game that you remember that like just took your breath away, that you were like, "I love this team"?
Oh, that's too hard. That's a difficult question.
I know. That's why I asked it.
We're in the first 10 minutes. Why do you have to do that in the first 10 minutes? Now, that's hard to say because it's difficult for me to put those together because we might get lucky and be able to watch the Dolphins up here, but there was no internet. There was no streaming. There was no look up the scores on your phone. So didn't get to see a lot of games other than, when SportsCenter came on the scene, you got to see what your team did earlier in the day. So, man, it's just that's a hard question. There's so many.
The very first one that I can remember, and I'm just a little bit younger than you are, just a little bit, was I remember Dan Marino. I want to say it was an Oakland Raiders playoff game against the Raiders, and I don't know if Marino was still playing or not, but I remember winning the game, and I remember sitting on the couch with my dad, and I remember just going bananas. And that to me is like my first memory of being like, you know what, I really, really love this team. And
really one of the early ones was, the snowball on Thanksgiving against Dallas and all of that. That's right around that area. Those games, it was on Thanksgiving, it was on TV, so we got to actually watch it, and those kind of memories that really everyone who's old enough to have been around then. It's the same. I think it's the same memories for all of us.
Definitely. So I want to come back to that. Let's kind of fast forward just a little bit. We'll come back. Okay. Before we get into the commercial break, just kind of briefly talk about, because I want to get into more detail, but tell me how Atlanta Dolphin Club kind of came to be. How did that happen?
So Atlanta Dolphin Club was started in 1994. I was not even living in Georgia at the time. I'd moved away for a while. I was in New England territory for 5 years. Was happy to leave. Was happy to leave New England. Started in 1994 by Gary Lynn and Cindy Page, who are two people who are both in TPP, both in Atlanta Dolphin Club, both part of worldwide Dolphin clubs, and both active in our community and our boards. And they're two of the people who started my club back in the 90s. Wow.
So they're definitely there. All right. Well, that's a good pause point because we're about to come up on a commercial break. So what we'll do is we'll go ahead and we'll get into commercial break here in a second. And before we do that, I just want to let everybody know every Thursday night from 7 to 9 p.m., I want you guys to catch Fight Night with Alex Dunno and James Walker. It's a show dedicated to combat sports, from UFC to boxing to bare knuckle brawling. Alex and James provides combat sports fans the insight and interviews they crave. Tune in every Thursday night from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. for Fight Night with Alex Dunno and James Walker. Search and subscribe to the podcast by searching Fight Night on the home for combat sports, OnSide Radio.com. This is Stephen D. I'm with Scott Howe, and we'll be right back on Miami Sports Music for the Fans.
Stephen D. Miami Sports Music for the Fans returns in just a few minutes. Get off the bench. Dial 888-441-4623. That's 888-441-4623. This is Miami Sports Music.
I'm Ryan Seacrest. First responders are people who stand for a greater purpose. They will be there for you when nobody else is, to help you, your family, your community. This is their selfless promise. This is their sworn duty to protect, to serve, to help. They put themselves in harm's way for us. They come to the rescue at times when we need them most. First responders are making enormous personal sacrifices to keep showing up for us and fighting the good fight. Nearly 70% of all firefighters are volunteers. That means when they get injured or quarantined, they may not have a way to pay their rent or keep their family safe and fed. No matter who you are or where you live, when you call 911 and ask for help, first responders show up. Now, let's show up for the people who show up for us every day and every night.
Go to firstrcf.org and make a difference today.
When you want a perfectly straight smile without braces, you can count on MoodyAsDental.com. A stunning smile is within reach. Learn more about Invisalign. Find out why so many trust the Moody Ass family. Dr. Moody Ass is an inventor and has several patents on innovative surgical instruments that are used around the world. Experience a family environment and trust on a worldwide level. From implants to crowns to a beautiful Invisalign smile. Call 305-821-0231. That's 305-821-0231. Or go to the website at MoodyAsDental.com.
He has an overbite that makes him look like a cartoon character, a slightly crooked eye, and an uncommonly wrinkly neck. In the right light, he can look a little like a garden gnome, and he'll wear a bow tie just because. Sure, you might call him a little quirky, but that's exactly what makes him so perfect. Tuna is a 3-year-old Chihuahua Dachshund mix with more than 700,000 followers on Instagram, and it all started because he was adopted. You can't buy a best friend like Tuna, but you can adopt one. Help us save them all at bestfriends.org.
Inter Miami fans, time to find out more about your favorite soccer team with OnSideRadio.com's IMCF Football Focus. Here's Austin Robillard.
Home opening spoilers. That's exactly what Inter Miami were on Sunday as they took on FC Cincinnati in their first ever game at TQL Stadium in Ohio. Miami scored 2 goals really early in the first half, one courtesy of Breck Shea and one courtesy of Gonzalo Higuain. Later on in the second, FC Cincinnati got back into the game by scoring twice to equalize, but very quickly after the equalizer, Gonzalo Higuain gets down the pitch and after a cross from Lewis Morgan, scores the third to spoil the home opening match for FC Cincinnati. Miami get 3 points and are on to Chicago.
Keep up with the latest on La Rosa Negra by subscribing on most platforms. Search OnSide Radio. Welcome back to Miami Sports Music for the Fans. To talk to Stephen D, dial 888-441-4623. That's 888-441-4623. To reach out on the text line, it's 844-416-8123. That's 844-416-8123. Here's Stephen D on your home for South Florida sports fans around the world. OnSideRadio.com.
I love it, man. That's right. I love it. I love it. We are back right here on OnSide Radio. I am your host of Miami Sports Music for the Fans, Stephen D, and I'm here with my good friend, Scott Howe from Atlanta Dolphin Club. Scott, we're back, man, and let's kind of pick up right where we left off, all right?
Far away.
We kind of started talking about, creating this fan club, and let me pause by saying this. There are fan clubs all over the world. And I think every fan club has its own personality and kind of does its own thing. But there's one reason that they're created, and that's for the love of the Miami Dolphins, right? And so everybody gets together because they love this team and they want to watch it with somebody and they don't want to watch it alone. And to me, that's been some of the best parts. I've had the privilege to go to the DC, the Nova, Northern Virginia fan club, Dolphins NYC at the MetLife Takeover. Obviously, Southwest Florida fan club. We were just at their off-season beach bash. So look, it's a beautiful thing. Tell me, obviously being in Atlanta where the Falcons own that territory, How was it to try to find other Dolphins fans in that area?
Well, it wasn't difficult for me. I came back in 2003, and just very quick story. I'm walking through a Home Depot, and I pass a guy who's got a Dolphins tattoo on his arm, and I've got a Dolphins tattoo on my leg, and I'm like, hey, I've got one of those too. And he's like, well, I haven't seen you at the fan club. And I'm like, well, what fan club? And that's all it took for me. I showed up probably in the middle of the season, 2003, maybe fourth or fifth game in. Showed up at game time, and that was way too late to show up at game time because the place was standing room only. So they had built it up to the point that I didn't really have to go out and do that searching back then, because I was just one of the fans. I wasn't running the club at that time. But they also had a great advantage too, because there was no NFL package back then. If you wanted to see your team, you had to go to a bar that actually was allowed to stream NFL games. So we were standing room only every game, no matter how the team was doing.
So you're in this fan club. You've never really seen anything like that. What was it like from the standpoint of, okay, I've been watching games by myself or been trying to find out the score, and now all of a sudden I'm thrown into this world on Sundays where there's 20 or 30 or 40 or 50 other people that are crazy diehard fans like me, and now, you start having this bond and this relationship. How was it like cultivating those relationships, and then obviously your path into becoming a mainstay of the fan club? Yeah,
not 20, 30, or 40, or 50. We're talking 100. Wow. 120, 150. That's every crazy game. There was literally standing room only. If you didn't get there a half an hour before the game, you were standing in the bar, and which is what I did when I first got there. And I'd been there for a couple games, and I had some people, Amy Edgar, Amy, I love you, sweetheart. Her and her friends invited me to sit at their table. There was 3 of them at their table every game. And by the time the season was over, I had 30 new friends. And those friends today are some of my most important relationships here 17, 18 years later. So it's had a huge impact on my life. So just the friendships and having someone to talk to and knowing that you're going to get to go and see friends and be able to watch the game and be with people who are cheering for the same team as you. It's a great feeling. And that's why when I got the opportunity to take over the club, I did it without hesitation, because I appreciated it so much, coming from New England, and where I would have to go to a bar and ask them if they would put the game on in a back corner of the room and sit and watch a game by myself in a bar, just to be able to watch a Dolphins game, to being in a bar that's just nothing but aqua and orange. And it really, really had a great impact on my life. And so when I got the chance to take over, I wanted to do that for other people and be able to bring more people into the fan club. And, this will be my 11th season running the fan club with my sister, Angela Soder. Obviously, I love your sister. Angie runs the club with me, or runs the club for me, depending on how you want to look at it.
You all know what runs that fan club.
I couldn't do her without her. I love her to death. She's my sister. Today's her birthday.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, sis. But I couldn't do without her. It's too much. You can't run a fan club without having a group of people and a support system. And she's definitely my biggest support system.
Definitely. So, everybody runs their fan club a little bit different. For people that have never been to a fan club, by the way, if you go to miamisportsmusic.com and you click on the tab that says DWA map, Dolphins with Attitude map, you will see a list and a map of the world, and it has a DWA icon where every fan club is in the world. And so obviously your fan club is up there, Dolphins NYC, everybody. But what about your fan club? And I don't want you to, I don't want to put you on the spot, but what were something that your fan club wasn't doing 11 years ago that you made it a point that I need to start incorporating this today so that everybody has just this amazing experience?
They were doing a great job. I don't want to say that anything was wrong, because really nothing was wrong. But what I needed to do for myself was try to change the negativity and the stigma behind being a Dolphins fan.
Good luck with that.
So we play music, and we have a microphone, and we raffle off prizes at halftime, and we give the other teams a hard time and all that. But we also used to say derogatory things about certain other teams' QBs. Those names don't need to be mentioned on a Miami Dolphins sportscast. We were unpleasant when it came to certain things, and I decided I needed to change that. So we got rid of all the derogatory slang, the derogatory cheers, and we just became a 100% positive fan club. We became cheerleaders, not sports writers. We just want to be fans and always be fans, no matter what's going on. And that is our catchphrase for our fan club now, is always be a fan. So I got a lot of slack about it.
That's okay.
Even the people running the club with me are like, you're really being a little strict about, what we can say and what we can't say. And I'm like, well, this is the way it has to be. If you want to be a fan, there's no choice but to be 100% positive.
Well, let me pause you for a sec, because I think if you bring up a great point. So let's kind of step away from the fan club for a second, and let's kind of go back to being a fan. So let's call it what it is. It's been 20 plus years of mediocrity being a Miami Dolphins fan, right? And it's been very tough. A lot of ups, a few ups, and a lot of downs. And we've had many different starting quarterbacks. We've had many different head coaches. We've had many different GMs. We've even had a couple of different owners, right? So there's been no consistency up until the last couple of years. There is, in my opinion, the fan base that is divided. And I see both sides. I understand the reasoning for the division, right? There's the side of the fan base that is, come on, we got to be positive about everything. This is our team. They're always here for us every Sunday. This is what it's all about. And then there's the other fan club. There's the other fan, and I don't have any problem with this fan either, by the way, that they're just sick of losing. They're sick of it. They're sick and tired of mediocrity, and it's tough every Sunday. I remember a few years ago, I want to say we lost like 7 or 8 games by 7 points or less. And somebody always told me good teams find a way to win. Well, what happens when your good team finds a way to lose like that on a consistent day in, day out Sunday? So what do you feel about those two types of fans that you've engaged with over the years? Not necessarily just in your fan club, but just in general.
It's not easy. And I can't say that I'm not here to preach about being 100% positive all the time, although I'm trying to, because I can't do it myself. I don't think any of us can. As a Dolphins fan, you feel that frustration, and you want to just scream at the TV, and so that happens. But you don't get down on yourself. You don't get down on the team. Yes, we all have those discussions. We all have. We all have opinions about who we should and shouldn't draft, and who we've signed, and how we use players, and all the off-field stuff that's gone on. Coaches doing drugs, and the whole bullying scandal, and man, that's the stuff that makes it tough, because people who aren't Dolphins fans who want to bring you down come at you with that stuff. So it's tough to deal with it sometimes. I understand it. but I refuse to be a part of it. And I think that's why we are still around today as a fan club. And that's why we have such a good relationship, honestly, with the Dolphins. And we're able to do this fan club weekend stuff is because we're fans. We're not critics.
We got a couple more segments to go as we're wrapping up the hour here, and that's what we're going to get into next. We're going to talk about Fan Club Weekend. We're going to talk about how awesome of an event that has been over the last few years and what it's like putting that together and just entailing and all that.
So excited to have Fan Club Weekend back.
I know, and I can't wait to talk to you about it. So coming up here every day on OnSide Radio, our hosts sit down at the round table to tackle the most important local or national sports headlines. The roundtable is podcasted daily, right? Searched OnSide Radio on all platforms, and subscribe, rate, and review to listen to all kinds of station segments. OnSideRadio.com is the home for South Florida sports, all right? Guys, make sure if you guys are not doing it right now and you're watching online, I need you to go stop what you're doing, hit subscribe. Hit subscribe right now to the OnSide Radio YouTube page. Make sure you're going to do that. Make sure you download all the shows, including this one right here. And I'm excited that you're with me this evening. And we're going to keep the party going right after this commercial break. So, as you guys always say, we'll be right back.
You're listening to Miami sports music for the fans. To reach out to Stephen D, dial 888-441-4623. That's 888-441-4623. Miami sports music for the fans. The only show truly dedicated to the Miami fans.
If you're looking for a change from the everyday restaurant, then you need to get to Checkers Old Munchin German Restaurant in Pompano Beach. Brats, Wiener Schnitzel, homemade potato pancakes, pretzels with mustard, and lots of German beer. And with daily specials, there is something for everyone. If you're up for a challenge, you should take their famous boot tour. Finish 30 boots of different varieties of German beer, and you'll receive half price on their beer for life. And you'll get to take home your own boot and Checkers Old Munchin t-shirt. They also have outdoor seating available in their new beer garden with live music, as well as carry-out, curbside pickup, and delivery. So, for the finest German food and beer, get over to 2209 East Atlantic Boulevard in Pompano Beach. Follow them on Facebook and Instagram at Checkers Old Munchin Restaurant, or call them for reservations at 954-785-7565. That's 954-785-7565. We'll see you at Zagat-rated Checkers Old Munchin German Restaurant in Pompano Beach.
There are those who dedicate themselves to a sense of honor, to a life of courage, and a commitment to something greater than themselves. They have always defended this nation and each other. They still do. The few, the proud, the Marines.
When you're looking to add that extra style and protection for your home or business, visit A Shade Above Window Fashions in Davie or Sunrise, where plantation shutters are a major part of our business, and they look great in any home. We have them in white, stained colors, and wood tones. We can even motorize your shutters like the one in the OnSideRadio.com studio. A Shade Above Window Fashions, 954-434-4774. That's 954-434-4774. Love the space you live in. A Shade Above Window Fashions.
WLESPN. We've got all your sports.
We're live and local.
If you wake up early enough.
You're so bad, honey.
Tune us in. As long as you're not under a bridge.
Or under any power line.
Ain't it awful?
South Florida's choice for sports talk. OnSideRadio.com.
When protecting your family is your priority, there's nothing more important than the roof above the people you love. At OnSide Radio, we recommend Chase Roofing and Contracting. At ChaseRoofing.com, they care about the customer. Chase Roofing provides reliable roof installation and repair without the destruction to our environment. Chase Roofing is powered by Tamara, who is owner and operated for 18 years. ChaseRoofing.com is Google top rated and a AAA standing with the Better Business Bureau. Open 24/7. Call them today. Trust ChaseRoofing.com to fortify and protect what's most important to you, your family.
keeping you informed in the world of sports. With an OnSideRadio.com sports update.
Inter Miami beat FC Cincinnati 3-2, getting a brace from Gonzalo Higuain and a goal from Brett Shea. Inter Miami's next match is away at Chicago Fire FC Saturday night, 6 p.m. The Florida Panthers lose Game 1 of their NHL playoff series to the Tampa Bay Lightning 5-4. Jonathan Huberdeau had a goal and 2 assists, but Braden Point had 2 late goals and the last winner with 1:14 left in the game. Game 2 tomorrow night. Tomorrow night, puck drops at 8 p.m. The Miami Heat beat the Detroit Pistons yesterday, 120-107. Precious Achiuwa scored a career-high 23 points, and Max Stress added 20 for the Heat. They will end up as a 6th seed, and they start the playoffs against the Milwaukee Bucks, who beat the Heat on Saturday, 122-108. The Marlins lost 2 of 3 over the weekend after a 3-2 win yesterday. Not a bad day at the office for Adam Duvall, as he had a 3-run home runner and threw Mookie Betts out at home. Marlins are 18-22 on the year. They start the series with the Phillies Tuesday. You're listening to South Florida's only locally owned sports talk station, OnSideRadio.com.
Welcome back to Miami Sports Music for the Fans. Reach out to Stephen D. Send a text to 844-416-8123. That's 844-416-8123. Here's the man connecting with Miami sports fans worldwide, Stephen D.
Hey, all right, little technical difficulty. See, we couldn't get through the first show without having a technical difficulty. That's okay. Look, we're back. This is Stephen D, Miami Sports Music for the Fans on OnSide Radio. I want you guys to make sure you look up in the top part right here. Go download this show. Go to Amazon, Google, Spotify, Apple. For you Apple people, I don't know who likes Apple. I don't. But if you guys go ahead and download that, you guys can see this show as all the other amazing shows, just like Toasted Sports from 8 a.m. to 10 a.m., Kai's Corner from 10 a.m. to noon, Onside with Big O, shout out to Big O, from noon to 3 every day, and obviously the match with Alex Dono from 3 to 6, and then this guy right here, Miami Sports Music for the Fans every day, hosted by me, Stephen D, from 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. So make sure you guys go do that. Download the app wherever it is that you get your podcast from, and make sure you guys go do that. All right. All right. Now, without further ado, let's bring the man back onto the mic, Mr. Scott Howe. What's up, Scott?
What's up, man?
Oh, man, we're having a good time. We're talking. I knew I couldn't get through the first show without a technical difficulty. That's okay, though, right?
All right, that was quick. We're good.
We're good. All right. Look, let's kind of talk about what is on everybody's mind, right? So there's this thing called Fan Club Weekend, and I'll kind of let you talk about how it got started many moons ago, and what it's done over the last few years, and what it's been evolved to, and what we're going to be looking at this year. So I'll let you take the platform on that.
All right, so Fan Club Weekend was actually started by the Miami Dolphins. Sergio Zeeks was part of the Dolphin staff 7 years ago now. 7 years ago, and the Dolphins put feelers out, and they wanted to invite people from out of town fan clubs to come down, and they gave us discounted tickets for the game. They put us up over in the Renaissance Hotel out in Davie, which was the team hotel. Gave us discounted tickets, discounted hotel rates, picked us up with full-size buses from the hotel and took us down to the game. And really, that's how it got started. I was fortunate enough to already have some friends in tailgating down there, and we'll get to that in a few minutes. But we had a tailgate set up, so it was really started by the Dolphins. They wanted to reach out and connect with their fan base a little more, and it was fantastic just to be able to come down to a game, get on a bus, go to a tailgate, have a good time, go to a game. If my memory serves me correct, it was the Chargers, and we beat them 37-0 that first fan club weekend. Mm-hmm. Somebody can correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe it was Chargers.
I'm pretty sure you're right.
So we had two buses full of people that had never come across each other before. I had about 60 people from Atlanta that came down, and just people from all over the country. And it was amazing to just be with all these people that you would have otherwise never come across. And now, we have Iowa, we have Pennsylvania, we have New York, we have Atlanta, we have now Southwest Florida Fan Club up and coming. We've got SoCal, we've got NorCal. And we've got now that we've gone international, we've got Fins Nation UK, we've got Mexico City,
Germany and France,
and Germany and France. And forgive me if I missed your state, but we have, because of this entity, Fan Club Weekend, all these people have come together. So the Dolphins did it the first 2 years. We had to go a little out of pocket the second year, but after the second year, Sergio had moved on to a position with the Florida Marlins, and the Fan Club Weekend thing just kind of got left behind a little bit by the team. So we was talking with ticket sales rep at the time, and he said, I've got you and one other person in mind, Mark Angelo, Mr. Finlaw Godfather himself. Out in California, you guys have big groups, and I really think you guys could probably get together and work on keeping this going. So Mark and I got on the phone. We'd met each other briefly through Fan Club Weekend. We're both running groups of people. So first 2 years, we didn't get a chance to talk to each other a lot because we're running groups of 50, 60 people for myself, and then Mark, no telling how many people he was running. Just didn't have time to sit and carry on a conversation. The first conversation with Mark and I when we got on the phone, we're two different people from two different worlds. We live two different lifestyles, but that one thing in common was the Miami Dolphins and wanting to keep the experience of what we had been doing for the first couple of years going. And about 3 hours later, we had a plan in place when we took over Fan Club Weekend. So Mark and I really picked up. Oh God, I'm going to say it. We picked up the fumble from the Dolphins, and we took the ball. Sorry, I got to get one bad cliche in before. So we really did. We picked up the ball and we ran with it. And one of the things that we decided to do, since we were doing it ourselves, was throw in a charity portion of it. Because all of the clubs, all those clubs I mentioned, plus everything that TPP, the Positive Porpoise, is doing right now, every club wants to give back as part of everyone wants to feel like they're a part of their community, and to grow your club and be a part of the communities that you're in, and be connected to the South Florida community. So we decided that we would throw in a raffle for charity. So we started doing that on the meet and greets on Saturday night. And so we got to the point where we were in the practice bubble on Saturday afternoons.
Yep.
And then we're throwing parties on Saturday night, and we're giving away raffle items, and then we turned it into all autographed raffle. And the first time that we really got it down, and we did all autographs, we raised $1,000 in an hour in one raffle.
That's awesome.
And we split that money between a couple people, and gave it to them towards their DCC collections.
Dolphins Cancer Charity.
Yep. So, and what was great about that is we did that on site at the meet and greet, and we were able to take that money in hand and physically give it to them right on the spot, so people can see that their money is turning around and going towards good things. And that's what we've been doing ever since.
And it's been absolutely amazing what you guys have been able to accomplish over the past years. Obviously, Miami Sports Music has been a little bit a part of it. And then you have people that we're going to talk about here in a minute, like East 32 Tailgates and some of these other fan clubs. We're coming up on a very quick break, our last break of the evening. So before we get into that, we're going to come back. We're going to talk about all the particulars for this coming up fan club weekend to wrap
get
up.
to it quickly.
Yep. All right. So want to let you guys know, Heat and NBA fans, catch Ira Winterman here exclusively at OnSide Radio with our Acura of Pembroke Pines Miami Heat reports. Catch Ira throughout the week at OnSideRadio.com. And when news break, basketball fans know OnSide Radio is the place to get the insight you need. We'll be right back on Miami Sports Music for the fans on OnSide Radio.
You're listening to Miami Sports Music for the fans. To reach out to Stephen D, dial 888-441-4623. That's 888-441-4623. Miami Sports Music for the fans. The only show truly dedicated to the Miami fans.
Now that it's springtime, it's only getting hotter here in South Florida. Make sure your AC in your home or business is running smoothly by investing in a preventative maintenance plan from M&S Air Conditioning. And M&S is a Mitsubishi Diamond Elite contractor. When you purchase a new Mitsubishi electric mini split system, you'll get a 12-year warranty. Or install a high-efficiency polarized air filter in your AC unit that captures and destroys biological contaminants to improve air quality. M&S Air Conditioning have been providing prompt, honest, and reliable service for over 30 years. Schedule service or call to get more info on our preventative maintenance plans. Call 954-421-3680 or visit ac-florida.com.
WLESPN. We've got all your sports.
We're live and local.
If you wake up early enough.
You're so bad, honey.
Tune us in. As long as you're not under a bridge.
Or under any power line.
Ain't it awful?
South Florida's choice for sports talk. OnSideRadio.com.
Join the Inter Miami family in 2021 by becoming a 2021 season ticket member. Enjoy enhanced access benefits and pricing not available to general fans. Visit intermiamicf.com/tickets for more information.
There's no need to drive around South Florida wasting valuable time looking for a new or certified pre-owned Acura. Go to the #1 volume sales dealership in the Southeast United States. Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines. Purchase with pace and space in a dealership tailored to your needs. From home buying to providing that personal touch. Contact the 2020 Satisfaction Award winner Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines. 888-776-5123. That's 888-776-5123. Or visit them at 15601 Pines Boulevard in Pembroke Pines.
When you need your warehouse looking good while staying efficient, there's only one place to find the finest racks in the business. Pallet Rack City in Hialeah. 305-424-8547. That's 305-424-8547. Pallet Rack City is the company you need when you want your warehouse sporting the finest racks in the business. After all, who doesn't love a great rack? Pallet Rack City. 305-424-8547. That's 305-424-8547.
Inter Miami CF fans, join us at our new home this season for all away games as we broadcast live at Dangerous Minds Brewing Company, 1901 North Federal Highway in Pompano Beach. Join Big O and Alex Dono for the live pregame, halftime, and postgame shows while we watch the games. Enjoy meticulously brewed beer on site, delicious artisanal pizzas, live music, and giveaways. So, the new home for all Inter Miami road games is at Dangerous Minds Brewing Company at the Pompano City Mall, where they'll feature all the Inter Miami games. Follow them on Twitter at Dangerous Minds B and Facebook and Instagram at Dangerous Minds Brewing, and visit them at dangerousmindsbrewing.com.
On the battlefield, there's a saying America's military men and women live by. Never leave a fallen warrior behind, ever. Off the battlefield, Wounded Warrior Project operates with the same goal. Wounded Warrior Project was created to help our men and women returning home with the scars of war, whether those scars are physical or mental. Wounded Warrior Project. We never leave a fallen warrior behind, ever. Learn more about what we do at woundedwarriorproject.org.
Hey, it's Big O for EJD Construction, your custom home builder, additions and home remodeling. Our lives have changed. We're making our homes more of an oasis. Call the right place. Call the right people. Eric at EJD Construction for over 16 years. A-rated member of Angie's List in the Better Business Bureau. 305-433-4843. That's 305-433-4843 for EJDconstruction.com.
Fish fans, time to reel in the latest news in baseball with OnSideRadio.com's Marlins Minute. Here's Alex Aguirre.
After dropping their first two games against the world champion LA Dodgers, the Marlins were able to salvage the last game of their series yesterday with a 3-2 win. The offense was carried with one swing of the bat by Adam Duvall, who connected for a 3-run blast in the fifth inning, and on defense, Duvall saved the run from scoring by throwing out Mookie Betts at the plate. Jazz Chisholm made his return to the lineup from a minor leg injury and did not miss a beat, going 2 for 5 in the leadoff spot. Pablo Lopez finally got his first win of the season, getting just enough run support and going 5 strong innings, allowing 2 runs and striking out 3. And former Dodger, now Marlins closer Yimi Garcia picked up his 7th save of the season. Miami has a day off today, traveling to Philadelphia to wrap up their 11-day, 10-game road trip against the Phillies, who are currently second in the division. First pitch is tomorrow night at 7:05 p.m. Let's go fish.
Keep up with the latest on the Miami Marlins by subscribing on most platforms by searching OnSide Radio. Let's get back to the 4th and 20 with Toast and Marsh. You can send them a text at 844-416-8123. That's 844-416-8123. Here's Toast and March.
Well, this isn't Toast and March, but it is Stephen D. But that's okay. We'll get it right. This is the first night of Miami sports music for the fans. Before we get into this very last segment, there's just a few things I want to remind you all and talk to you all about. So, number one, I appreciate you guys watching the show. What you guys are doing right now, watching. It looks like we have about 12 watchers. Make sure you guys hit that like button on YouTube and hit subscribe to OnSide Radio while you're at it. And I want to talk to you about some things that we got going on down the road here. So obviously tomorrow morning, Miami Sports Music has their own 1-hour morning show, right? So after you guys watch Kai's Corner or you watch Toasted, right, and with Toast, you guys come over from 8:30 to 9:30 because tomorrow morning's guest, I have Mr. Alex Dono from OnSide Radio. He's going to be my guest tomorrow on Clock Blockers, the new Miami Sports Music morning show, Stop Snoozing with Stephen D. So I want to see you guys there, 8:30 a.m. to 9:30 a.m. live weekdays. I'm pretty excited about that. Tomorrow on For the Fans, I'm going to have the NFL Fan of the Year, Ian Big E, is going to be our guest on tomorrow's show. So I really, really look forward to that. That's going to be a fun and good time. And also just to guys to let you know, on Wednesday, we're going to have John Rex from Dolphin Club of Orlando. And then on Thursday, we're going to have the man himself, Mr. Danny Johnson from the Positive Porpoise. So I look forward to that. And one last thing while we're sitting here, I'm going to bring my man back into the stream. We have some people that are watching us here, man, and maybe you might know him. He sent me this pic, so I quickly put it up onto the computer. You know this guy.
Cam.
That's Cam from East 32 Tailgates. Cam is watching and eating dinner, watching us on his TV. So shout out to Cam for watching dinner and eating his dinner and watching us.
I'm about to talk about Cam anyway, so we're about to get there.
That's right. It was good segue, man. It was good timing. That's all that was. That's good radio right there. All right, look, I'll let you have the
Cameron
floor.
Scott.
Go ahead, man. Tell us
All
about
right.
Fan Club Weekend this year.
Fan Club Weekend 2021. We're so happy to be back. November 7th, Week 9 against the Houston Texans. Cameron Scott let us know a couple days ago that they have got the thumbs up for tailgating. So we will have a full tailgate at Hard Rock Stadium on November 7th. So looking forward to it. Cameron and the guys at East 32 Tailgate are a huge part of what make this entire weekend awesome. Glad he's watching. Love you, Cam. Can't wait to see you guys. We're working on staying in Fort Lauderdale. Don't have the hotel deal worked out yet. We're working on getting some tours done with the team. So not a whole lot of details yet, but book your days off for the 6th and the 7th, Saturday and Sunday of November.
And where can they find all the
details to
information?
come?
Where can they find all the information at?
So if you look right behind me, it might be reversed. There we go. Worldwide Dolphin Clubs. That is our new logo. And if you go onto Facebook and type in Worldwide Dolphin Clubs, you will find our new page that has everything to do with Fan Club Weekend. So we're working on getting the page developed. You'll find the logo, you'll find the event. Like and follow the page so that you can stay up to date with everything that we're going to be announcing in the upcoming weeks. We'll get the hotel done, we'll get the experiences done, and it is a one-stop shop for everything you need to know about Fan Club Weekend, about East 32 Miami Dolphins tailgate, about what NorCal's up to, about what Atlanta Dolphin Club is up to. And we're going to get some galleries up there so everyone who's been to a Fan Club Weekend in the past can post their pictures. And we're going to get that group up and going. Looking forward to it.
Sounds good. I'm looking forward to it. I'm going to be there. I really appreciate you coming on the show. We got a heart out. So everybody, you can follow Scott at the Atlanta Dolphins at ATL Dolphins. Also go to Worldwide Dolphin Clubs on Facebook. And we'll see you guys tomorrow. Make sure you follow me at Stephen D SKPL and also at Miami Sports Music. And make sure you guys go check out OnSide Radio. You guys need to download every podcast, including this one right here. All right, guys, I love you. Fins up. As
Thank
always,
you, everybody.
spread kindness.
Thank you, Stephen.
I love you too, brother. I'm glad we got to do this. Thank you for coming on. Have a good one.
Worldwide Dolphin Clubs, baby.
There we go.
You're listening to the flagship station of Inter Miami CF, OnSideRadio.com. Follow us on social media at OnSide Radio.
Hey, it's Big O for EJD Construction, your custom home builder, additions and home remodeling. Our lives have changed. We're making our homes more of an oasis. Call the right place. Call the right people. Eric at EJD Construction for over 16 years. A-rated member of Angie's List in the Better Business Bureau. 305-433-4843. That's 305-433-4843 for EJDconstruction.com.
Floridians must prepare for sweltering heat, summer rainy season, and aggressive nature. And of course, hurricane season. That's why when it comes to protection, make sure your roof is prepared for the same brutal weather by calling Chase Roofing and Contracting. Open 24/7. Call them today. Miami, Fort Lauderdale, Tampa, and even Orlando. Go to chaseroofing.com. Chaseroofing.com provides roof inspections for both residential and commercial roofs. Get a free no-obligation roof evaluation. Trust chaseroofing.com to fortify and protect what's most important to you, your family.
Hey, it's Toast. And when I got PGT custom windows and doors installed at my house last year from B&T Windows and Doors, I knew that I was protecting my house when it came to hurricanes. But I was also investing in my house. my value went up. My home insurance cost went down. Yeah, I can now get more for my house when I sell it because I had PGT custom windows and doors installed courtesy of my buddies at B&T Windows and Doors. Just another reason why you should upgrade your house today. Give them a call, 954-233-0126. That's 954-233-0126, B&T Windows and Doors.
When you need your warehouse looking good while staying efficient, there's only one place to find the finest racks in the business. Pallet Rack City in Hialeah. 305-424-8547. That's 305-424-8547. Pallet Rack City is the company you need when you want your warehouse sporting the finest racks in the business. After all, who doesn't love a great rack? Pallet Rack City. 305-424-8547. That's 305-424-8547.
Inter Miami CF fans, join us at our new home this season for all away games as we broadcast live at Dangerous Minds Brewing Company, 1901 North Federal Highway in Pompano Beach. Join Big O and Alex Dono for the live pregame, halftime, and postgame shows while we watch the games. Enjoy meticulously brewed beer on site, delicious artisanal pizzas, live music, and giveaways. So, the new home for all Inter Miami road games is at Dangerous Minds Brewing Company at the Pompano City Mall, where they'll feature all the Inter Miami games. Follow them on Twitter at Dangerous Minds B and Facebook and Instagram at Dangerous Minds Brewing, and visit them at dangerousmindsbrewing.com.
Monday morning. Welcome to the broadcast. This is Toasted Sports. Coming to you live from Dry Pink Stadium. Monday, May 17th, 2021. And man, it was a good weekend, Sean. Good weekend. Had some great games that were on. Obviously had one last night.